everybody, this is Virginia, and this is Ginger's Ranch Show. It's 1 o'clock here in Lakewood. And it's now 77 degrees, and it's warmer in here in the building, but I'm trying to keep it cool. As you can see, I have my fan going. Hey Nancy, how you doing in the heat? They said Oklahoma in the Midwest is really getting it in the high temps area. So try to stay cool, try to stay hydrated. Get like freezer ice packs and put on the back of your neck that helps you cool you down and everything. And then help a neighbor if you can. Very important. We gotta help each other when we have heat waves like this. And the farmers and the rescue centers are really trying to keep their animals hydrated and cooled and everything. So, hasn't been easy for them. So they need help. Anyway, there's some things going on. Of course, today Ivana Trump has had her funeral. Family was there. It was a very private funeral there. Didn't allow public in or anything. I would imagine the Trump kids have said no to their dad. Go, no, there won't be any public. Anyway, yeah, let's see here. It's supposed to cool down. Hold on a second. Let me check my weather. Hold on a minute. Let me check Nancy for my neck of the woods. 77 now. It feels like 76. Supposed to get up to 88 today. It's supposed to be hot tomorrow. Not as hot, but very warm. Friday is 76. Saturday is 79. And Sunday is 84. And Monday is 89. And guess what? On Tuesday, it'll be 95 degrees. And I live in a brick building. It's like, so I try to keep the back door open so I can get airflow. We have, where I live, I'm not all that far from Puget Sound. So the automatic air conditioning from the Puget Sound comes in this way. Goes from west to east. So it's going to warm up a little bit. I understand England is really having issues right now. They curtailed their, they don't want their guards out guarding. They want them inside. So that makes sense there. And they're not going to do any band marches or anything out in the heat and everything. And many of their buildings are brick and stone over in England. Because they were built to keep the heat in during the winter time. Well, when you have temperatures like this, it makes it kind of difficult to keep cool. So I would imagine their health services over there are saying, you know what, we might start having order air conditioning and install it in. Yeah. Well, here I have not heard any fires here in Washington State. Because there's a burn ban in effect, and they're really enforcing it. So, anyway, as you can see on my title, it says Hump Day, and it says Karma's been very busy lately. I'm, basically right. Russia is being treated with disdain and skepticism. They claim that they say stupid things like the radical GOP, okay, which they say things that are not true, and it's a bunch of horse pucky, if you will. No offense to the horses. So anyway, they claim that Ukraine created mutant soldiers in their labs to fight. I'm sitting there laughing. I kind of wonder if Russia is talking about themselves. Like Trump, he was doing a lot of gaslighting, and I don't like it when other people gaslight there too, you know. So anyway, Russia needs to be slapped and slapped hard. Oh, another thing too. Remember the country Chechnya? Russia's been creeping in on them too, and Chechnya goes, you know what? We're sick and tired of you pulling all these stunts. And no, we're not going to go back under Russian rule. We enjoy our freedom, we enjoy our independence, and no, if you step in here, guess what? We'll slap you, and we will slap you hard. Chechnya is threatening war against Russia. And Chechnya knows full well what Russia's armed complement is, which is not very good, very little. It's been well over, what, 30, 40, 50 years, 60 years since Russia's ever updated any of their military equipment, such as their planes, their tanks, because things are so advanced now. Our tanks and planes, everything's run by computer, and it assists, and it helps the pilot and it helps the driver of the tanks. Keep an eye out for the bad guy. So, Russia, you better be careful, because Chechnya, like Ukraine, will slap back at you hard. And also, Putin has been videotaped. He's having trouble walking. He is not using his right arm. Hey, Dorothy! How you doing down there? Anyway, Putin's not using his right arm. He said he can't seem to work it. So I wonder if the cancer is not creating some issues for him. So anyway, we'll wait and see. Now, you remember Rusty Bowers of the Arizona Elections Commission? You know, when they do their ballots and everything, he was I believe he was the Secretary of State of Arizona. He testified in the January 6th meeting a couple weeks ago. Remember that? Well, the GOP party in Arizona have censored him just because he testified and put out the truth. Well, you know what? The GOP needs to be gathered up, the radical ones need to be gathered up and shoved on an island and fend for themselves and have their citizenships revoked. Because what they're doing is they're interfering. The Washington State Republican Party is going like, well, you know what, so what? And we have a Republican Secretary of State, and she goes, I don't go party over country, I go country over party. That's part of my oath. And those guys should be, as Mr. Bowers does, he's country over party. So we'll see on the there was another guy that was identified to do a um, testifying tomorrow at the January 6th committee meeting, or, the hearing. Uh, he was contacted by Trump. Now, Trump was trying to attempt witness tampering. Well, that's a big federal no-no. And Trump is also being indicted in Georgia, too, from what I understand. Georgia doesn't play around. Like Tennessee and Georgia, they mirror their law enforcement there into the FBI. So you have the Georgia GBI, which is Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and then you have the TBI, which is the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. They mirror their law enforcement setup with the federal Bureau of Investigation. So Trump is in trouble there. And so he's been trying to avoid all this, and it's not working. They're not going to let him go. They're not going to let it slide. Because the Secretary of State in Georgia was pissed. He was really pissed at what Trump tried doing. And he was being pressured by Trump to turn over the elections. Well, it's been 2 years now, and Trump should just let it go. Let it slide, let it go, and not run for any office, and just, But knowing a person who is narcissist, they just won't let it go. Ever. And they've been told time and again that there is laws and rules against what they're doing. That's simple. You have for example, you have a family member or a cousins or whatever that just don't seem to get how things really work, how things are set up. Anyway, anything else? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? No, I think the January 6th meeting is, let me see. Let's see here. The January 6th, I think it's at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, but here it's be at 5. Let me check here. Let's see. It doesn't say. Okay, I'll check into that later. Hey, Carol. How you doing? Outside of roasting. So anyway, and another thing too I'm doing, as far as my YouTube goes, after I'm done with this rant, I will post it on my YouTube channel. And just look for it under Virginia Watley, subscribe there. And then click on the bell button, so you'll be alerted, when it comes up. So you'll get an alert. that when I post, I have to have, okay, 8 year time, so it's being 5 my time, I think it is. You know, time zones aren't that fun. Ouch. Um, I'm a little bit sore from doing my mammogram yesterday. Um, so anyway, so there's that. What? What do you want, Nose? Yeah. My cat Cyrano. So they're doing it where it's a little bit cooler in the evening, which makes sense. Okay, for the January 6th committee meeting. Now, also you guys may know, the chairman, I think his name is Benny something, I forgot what his last name. He's down with COVID. He came down with it this past Monday, and he told co-chairman Cheney, Liz Cheney, to help move it along and everything. And there were 2 other House representatives that are working on this until he gets better. He didn't know that he will be doing his announcement virtually. But we'll just wait and see. I watched the hearing on PBS NewsHour, because they don't comment during the hearing when it's in session. They don't comment during that, like some of the others do. The others do keep talking over it where you can't hear them. So I go to PBS NewsHour. This is the Public Broadcasting System channel, and you can get it on YouTube. So you might subscribe and check on that if you have a public broadcasting system station in your area. I do here. I have PTS 9 here, which is Seattle, Tacoma. Which is, they're pretty good. I watch some of their programs and everything. And also I think NPR is televising it too, but I don't know, they haven't showed up. So, let's see, anything else? Can't seem to think of anything. I'm so tired for the past 3 days from fighting heat and everything. I'm like, you know how that goes. So, let's see if there's anything else. And I went back on Nancy. I went back and checked on your order, and I don't know if you've gotten anything yet. I'm looking at changing fulfillment companies. I'm looking at going with what's the name of it? They flashed me a note. I've forgotten the name of it. Hold on a second. I'm gonna try to be nuts if I don't research it. ShipBob. ShipBob is a fulfillment company, and so I'm looking at switching to them. So I'll see if I could shove and push on DSers and say, hey, you guys need to fix this. You need to stop playing around. And I will report you. If you don't, I will report you to Shopify and tell you you're not doing your thing as you're supposed to. As always, in anything, when you work with a company, you work with the government, always go to the top. This is what my dad taught me. Uh, you don't go to the minions or anything else because they'll let it slide. So go to the top, go to the head honcho and say, hey, there's a problem down there. There's a communication issue that needs to be resolved. I did that when I went to Pierce College here. Similar problem. And I went to my dean of students and told him what was going on and why I'm having trouble resolving it. Well, the dean was not happy either because he's been getting complaints. And so he went down to the student services and say, either you guys fix it or you're out the door. One or the other. So, also the college president heard about it too. When I was studying, I was eating my lunch there at the cafeteria and he came by, introduced himself, and he said, hey, I hear you had some issues. I go, yes, I have a problem with an instructor. He keeps doing all these weird and crazy things and he's not listening to anybody. Sometimes he's late, sometimes he cancels. I don't know what's going on with the guy. And he says, well, we'll check it out and we'll look at getting a substitute in. And that's what he's looking at doing. Well, sure enough, when I came back to class the next day, this was in psychology, came back to class that day and we got a new instructor. And he threw everything out and did a fast track on the lessons. And he said if you attend everything, you listen to everything, ask questions, I don't mind answering the questions. I don't do this crap like this other guy was doing. The other instructor who was doing the stupid stuff, he got fired. And Pierce College put him on the blacklist of all the colleges and universities around here. And even the school districts where he can't go teach. Karma will bite if you do things wrong long enough. Well, let's see. Anything else? Hold on a minute. Let me check news because it's been refreshing often. Well, somebody said we're heading toward a civil war. And you know what? I don't think it'll happen. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, this happened yesterday. You know the Navy's Blue Angels? They just added a new pilot in there because they do rotation. The fighter pilots do rotation. Well, they added a woman on the team. And she's going to be going through intense training. She's a lieutenant commander. She's a fighter pilot. Lieutenant Amanda Lee. And she'll be flying with the Blue Angels. Go, girl. I'm glad to see a lot of women are moving up in the ranks. I really do. There is a Rear Admiral, who's a woman, and she handles some of the other important aspects of the Navy, especially in the, I think she's doing Atlantic or Pacific. And she keeps everything in ship shape, which is a good thing, it really is. So, Well, since I'm getting hot here, it's 77 degrees. I don't know if it's gone up any or not. So anyway, oh, David Hogg, you remember him? He was a survivor of the school shooting in Parkland. Um, some reason the hearing has removed him, and he co-founded the youth-led movement March for Our Lives. So why they removed him from the hearing is beyond me. I don't think they don't want the truth coming out. That's what it is. That's my thought. So anyway, try to stay cool, guys. You know, stay hydrated, stay cool, have your fans going, have a little bit of your door windows open so you have some breeze. You said, well, that lets the heat in. Yeah, but not always. Like here, I go open my back door and I get the breeze coming in from Puget Sound. So if you guys are sick and tired of the heat and everything else, move up here. You probably like it. The weather is pretty mild here, except we do occasionally get heat waves like this. So over next week, we're going to hit 97, but the weather changes really quickly. It really does. So we don't know what it's going to do. Okay, well, I will see you guys later. I will post my rant on YouTube. So those of you who are on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and click on it. And I'm slowly building it. I'm still slowly building the channel. And I hope I see you guys. And like I said, on YouTube, it's required I have to have 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 likes. Okay, in order for me to go live on YouTube. Why they set it up that way, I don't know. I mean, it'd be easier if they use Restream and just be done simultaneously, and then it'll build that way. So I don't know why they did it this way. I really do. We got a little dog over here that's really very protective. So anyway, I will see you guys later. Take care. Be sure to insist, persist, and share. And I will see you on Friday. Okay? And I'll report on the hearing tomorrow. Okay? Talk to you later. Love you.